baik tu dia jadi beratahu रेडियो फीजी बहुत रेडियो फीजी रोज सुनता हूँ
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन.
In the news tonight, New Zealand PM visit to strengthen bilateral relations. More job opportunities for Fijians in Asian countries. And father accused of murder further remanded.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
The New Zealand Prime Minister's visit to Fiji aims at further strengthening the relationship between the two countries. Jacinda Ardern has indicated her visit to Fiji will be heavily focused on bilateral relations. Speaking to New Zealand media about her tour, Ardern pointed out that since Fiji is marking 50 years of independence, bilateralism will be a priority. She says Fiji is showing extraordinary leadership within the Pacific and globally on climate change, which is an area where New Zealand wants to work closer together. Ardern says Fiji is their biggest trading partner in the Pacific. Over 200,000 New Zealanders visit the country every year, and Fiji has a powerful voice on climate issues internationally. This will be the first visit by New Zealand Prime Minister in 4 years. She will be arriving this evening, and the public can expect temporary road closures in a few areas. The closure will be from Nausori Airport, along the Kings Road, into Rewa Street from BSP Samambula, Flagstaff, Denison Road, Ratudakambao Road to the Grand Pacific Hotel. Police say to facilitate the New Zealand Prime Minister's motorcade once she arrives into Nausori, these roads will be closed from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Fijians can now explore employment opportunities and apply for placements at various tertiary institutions in Asian countries. The Fiji Higher Education Commission says this was recently endorsed in Parliament, that Fiji ratified the UNESCO 2011 Asia-Pacific Regional Convention on the recognition of higher education qualifications. Jasaina Nunga reports.
With Fiji being a regional trendsetter, FHEC says the initiative will not only benefit us but also other Pacific countries.
This is a major accomplishment for the Fiji Education Commission and also for the Fijian government. I think we're the first in the Pacific to ratify the Tokyo Convention.
The timely decision will ease labor mobility, recognize Fiji's expertise and qualifications in other countries.
This is very important for our nation. It will allow our people to walk confidently with their qualifications in the Asia-Pacific region, getting to do further studies for employment, so the recognition of our qualifications in the Asia-Pacific region. And not only that, those who are doing partial studies, they can complete their studies in other countries who are parties to the Asia-Pacific Convention. It is a great challenge to have our qualifications be recognized in the region or in the other parts of the world.
The convention ensures that higher education studies in its member countries are recognized as widely as possible, given the diversity of education systems within the region. So it's mutual recognition of various institutions and the curriculum it offers.
To date, a total of 15 member states have either signed, ratified, or ceded to the Asia-Pacific Regional Convention. Chosaya Nanunga, FBC News.
The delay in some projects that come under the local government ministry is beyond their control, says Minister Pramila Kumar. While touring ongoing capital projects of municipal councils in Korovo and the Western Division, Kumar said in some cases, approval of plans by other stakeholders hold up certain projects. Sanyan Boiler reports.
Local government minister held discussions with officials on improving the municipal market and providing better amenities, not only for vendors but for travellers passing through town.
In some cases it's beyond our control as well, I must admit, just because the scheme plan is not ready yet. It's taking time because scheme plan needs to be approved by the TLTV in some cases. Then the next step is the engineering plan. So there is a number of steps involved before you can have your final product.
Kumar says in order to provide proper service, ratepayers are also to play their role in what is expected of them.
The expectations of the ratepayers, it also means that the revenue must come from somewhere. So we have to find the right match meaning that ratepayers are giving the money, that money is used wisely to generate more money. And
the minister also visited the Korovo Municipal Market and the new Rakiraki Municipal Market that is currently under construction. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
The father who allegedly caused the death of his 4-month-old daughter has been further remanded. 26-year-old Tevita Kunawave faces 1 count of murder. The Defence Counsel requested Kunawave be charged with the lesser charge of manslaughter. However, the prosecution did not agree. The High Court judge ruled that Kunawave be remanded to prevent possible interference with witnesses and denied the request for bail. It is alleged that on 22nd October last year, Kunawave threw a concrete block at his wife that instead hit his daughter, resulting in her death. The case will be recalled on March 6th. Up ahead, Operation Veta Levy focuses on drug trade. An FNU $1 million development to be completed this year. Details after the break.
Nadango aprosa nangarse, go erkraki, do televio na barong na Radio Fiji 1, nandomo ibiti.
Radio Fiji 1, nandomo ibiti.
A community policing team has completed Operation Veta Levy on Kandavu. The island has been labelled a red zone in terms of the illicit drug trade, mainly concerning marijuana. Lena Reese reports.
A team of officers spent more than 3 weeks focusing on creating awareness of the effects of drugs and the impact of other social issues in Kandavu. Led by Superintendent of Police Reverend Waisale Tekowale, it was the villagers who requested for the sessions.
Majority of those we've met were remorseful that drugs are being discovered on their land and vowed to support the war on drugs for the sake of Kandavu's future generation.
Police Chief of Operations ACP Maritino Levo believes the awareness will help get communities on board in the fight against drugs in the country.
And of course, in the villages, we are doing our awareness very aggressive, vigorous, okay, to them, okay, trying to win back their confidence. Because the effects of drugs, even the villagers, they've seen it, they have witnessed it, and they know, okay, the effects of drugs, and they are now coming forward to assist us.
Operation Veta Levy will now continue in other divisions. Lena Reese, FBC News.
Major development work is being carried out at the Fiji National University Nasinu campus. Vice-Chancellor Professor Nigel Healy says they're investing millions in the business school and a gymnasium. Pranita Prakash reports.
The construction of the new business school is expected to be completed before the end of the year.
It's the business school, which is a 4-story complex that's going up. That's due to be completed on schedule around about September, October time this year. And that will have big lecture theatres, computer labs, an integrated student services centre to bring together make a one-stop shop for student administration. And then it'll have staff offices and social spaces. That's a pretty major project. That's about a $30 million build.
Professor Healy says they are also constructing a gymnasium to meet international standards.
So we've already done the purchase for the equipment that's going in there, all the cardiovascular equipment and so on, specialist flooring. That will have an international standard 2-story basketball, volleyball, netball and so on. So with bleacher seating for an audience of 300, so we can have small graduations in there as well.
He says they will also embark on another project to design a school of creative arts, and this will be a national home for the creative arts. FNU is expected to invest $500 million in the construction of its new buildings and infrastructure over the next 10 years. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Yandaku Bridge in Kandavu will be temporarily closed for urgent repairs on Sunday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Fiji Roads Authority says the planned closure will allow its contractors to carry out replacement of the bridge decking and runners. During this time, access will be prohibited and there are no detours around the bridge. Advisory signs will be posted in advance of the closure period and motorists are requested to plan their travel accordingly. FRA says it will have standby vehicles on both sides, strictly for emergency events only. And it's business time now with Koroy.
Thanks, Jackie. Coming up after the break. FHTA highlights challenges in tourism sector. And in growing Fiji, Niue Island to build cyclone-resistant structures. Stay with us.
My name is Neha and I'm from Kadavi, and Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The Fiji Hotel and Tourism Association, in a media workshop today, highlighted a few challenges currently facing our tourism sector. The association says there is a lack of expertise in the industry and there's been a brain drain of quality and skilled workers. The Hotel and Tourism Association is liaising with local institutions to help counter the challenges currently facing the industry.
This is because we have we have well-qualified people, we have educated people going overseas for their upskilling, and it's not just about the money. You get exposed to a wider range of business types. You might move up faster in a larger property or a larger business because of the size of that business.
Chief Executive Fantasha Lockington says natural disasters such as tropical cyclone is another challenge affecting the sector.
Tourism always depends, as you know, on wonderful weather. That's what people are coming for. They're coming to holiday, they want sunshine right through. So that is always going to be a challenge.
Lockington says they're looking at conducting a research to have mandatory data available to help the overall industry keep tabs on the current tourism trend. We now join Gary from HFC Bank with the latest from the stock market.
Let's review the trading on the South Pacific Stock Exchange last week. Over 27,000 shares were traded, amounting to more than $94,000. 10 listed companies recorded trading, while 6 recorded share price changes. Paradise Beverages had the highest gain of $1, rising just under 6% to close at $18, followed by Atlantic and Pacific Packaging, increasing by 5 cents to end the week at $1.70. Contiki Finance added 2 cents to close the week at $1.60, and BSP convertible notes rose 50 cents to $26. Fijian Holdings and Vision Investments were the only listed companies to note a decrease in share price. Fijian Holdings dropped 5 cents to conclude at $1.30, while Vision Investments was down 10 cents, closing at $4.80. Subsequent to the various share price changes, the total market value fell 0.28%, concluding the week at a value of $3.86 billion. And that's a wrap from our local stock market and from HFC Bank, Vinaka.
Here are today's exchange rates as set this morning. In a reversal from late last week, the Fiji dollar was on the rise against the biggest trading partners, gaining on the Aussie and Kiwi dollars, but showing some slippage against the other currencies we cover. Commodities were mixed. Crude oil dropped over $1 to $52 per barrel. Gold shot up $40 to $1,662 per ounce, and silver rose to $18.71 per ounce. In growing Fiji, work on Niue Island Limited cyclone-resistant structures using bamboo will begin by June. The Savu-Savu-based resort developer will introduce 3 new species of bamboo in collaboration with the Indonesian Embassy. Resort Managing Director Mike Gantz says the bamboo species are sustainable, eco-friendly alternatives to traditional building materials and cyclone-resistant. Gantz says they are working with architects and engineers from Bali to ensure the designs comply with Cyclone Rating 5, Fiji's National Building Code, and local authority requirements.
Obviously, we're concerned with climate change. We are looking into options how we can implement this into local Fijian building, not so much in urban areas, which eventually would be nice to integrate, but we're focused more on how we can help rural areas such as villages, and we can build homes in villages made of bamboo.
The 3 bamboo species commonly known as rough bamboo, thorny bamboo and string bamboo will be sourced from Indonesia. That's it from Business Tonight. Jamie joins in now with the latest from sports.
Thanks, Koroi, and good evening in Sports Tonight. Fiji Sevens brace for tough Los Angeles pool, and former Australian football star heading our way. There's some more coming up.
Bula, I'm Miri, I'm from Lotoka, and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The Fiji Airways men's sevens team have a tough pool ahead of them at the HSBC Los Angeles Sevens. The national side will take on South Korea, France and Argentina this weekend. Former Australian and Liverpool football player Harry Kewell will be chief guest at the Vodafone Fiji Football Awards on the 14th of next month. This was announced today by Fiji FA President Rajesh Patel. Kewell's major highlight was his goal against Croatia, which took Australia through to the knockout stage of the 2006 FIFA World Cup.
This will be another milestone for Fiji FA for the Vodafone Awards night that we have decided. And at the same time in this awards night, we'd like to declare for the Vodafone Popular Footballer of the Year, which will be contested by Aquila Mataisuva, Siotama Kumbu, Andi Lithia Bakanindewa, Jesel Kumar, and Philippe Barvaglala. We are also introducing for the first time Women's Coach of the Year. It has always been a Men's Coach of the Year before and one Coach of the Year, but now we are categorizing it to the Women's Coach of the Year.
The national bowling teams are eagerly preparing for the World Outdoor Bowling Championship in Australia in 2 months. Fiji will be represented in the men's and women's triples as well as the singles division. Tali Materkula has more.
National women's skip Cheryl Ma says the team knows what they're up against.
It's going to be a difficult road for us. That's what we're preparing for. I can't say how we'll perform, but I think the girls will do their best.
Ma adds the competition will be tough as all teams will enter the championship with an aim of winning.
Most of the other teams are actually in Australia maybe, a month, 2 months before, some of them even 3 months before, preparing for things like this. Whereas the Fiji Bowls team, we can only manage a week to acclimatize, to get used to their greens, and just perform to the best of our ability.
With the difference in green being the team's biggest challenge, men's skip Semesane Serwati says they are ready to face it.
In Fiji, the challenge is that the speed of the green is totally different from overseas green. But nevertheless, we've done wonders in the past, and we're looking forward to this World Championship.
The national teams will test their combinations once again in the Hudson Cup bowling tournament in Nadi. The World Outdoor Bowling Championship will be held in May at Gold Coast, Australia. Tali Materkula, FBC Sports.
Ballantyne Memorial School will be banking on their field athletes as well as their juniors and sub-juniors to stamp their mark at the Suva Zone 1 meet on Thursday and Friday. Sports coordinator Beretta Langere says their younger grades have a good number of promising athletes. With a lot of preparation put in by the school, Langere is hopeful they will be able to win back the Zone 1 girls title.
We're banking on our fielders, on our throwers, and a little bit of our jumpers as well, and perhaps some of our sub-juniors in the tracks and juniors.
Andi Dakumbau School should go into the 2020 Coca-Cola Games as favourites to defend their title in the girls division. However, the Sawani Bay School does not expect an easy ride after losing a number of their top athletes to other schools. ACS Athletics coach Antonio Ramboy Liku is confident, however, that the athletes they do have will give it their best shot at the upcoming games.
Our former students, Salatembara Vilala, Serenia Rangatu, they are running in other schools, and that's a big challenge for our athletes. And we know that they are gold medal material, and we know that we'll have to go in as underdog, but we will give it our best shot come the Coke Games.
England rediscovered some of their World Cup form to end Ireland's Grand Slam hopes in brutal fashion as they reignited their own hopes of the Six Nations title with a 24-12 win this morning. Now to our play of the day, and while Tyson Fury recorded a spectacular win over Deontay Wilder, handing him his first career defeat while claiming the WBC and the ring titles, many were left bemused at what appeared to be Fury licking blood of Wilder's shoulder in the 6th round. That's it from Sports Tonight. Lena joins you with weather later on, and in the world of the weird and the wonderful, some food facts that will surprise you. Details coming up.
and I'm from Kadavi. And Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
And Lena joins us now with the latest from weather.
The weather was fine across the nation today. The west saw sunshine and cooling breezes, perfect for the Coral Coast resorts. East from Pacific Harbour to Suva, it was generally clear with only a few clouds and a light shower or two along the mountains. And up north, the clear sunny weather continued. At sea, moderate southeast winds 50 to 20 knots and moderate to rough seas. Looking at the tides, the next high tide is at 1:43 tomorrow morning. Sunrise is at 6:03. For tomorrow, expect somewhat of a repeat of today with fine sunny weather accompanied by occasional scattered showers, especially in the east. Tomorrow's temperatures, it will be a little cooler overnight with temperatures rising to the low 30s. Looking further onto Wednesday, expect more of the same. And that's the weather, Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Lena. In Fijian Pulse, we asked, is it correct for people in power to mock journalists on social media?
It's not right and it's unprofessional.
No, it's not right because it's unethical.
It's not right because it's unbecoming for those who hold high positions. They shouldn't do that because it's not aligned to their job.
I really do feel for them because I think they're just doing their job.
Recapping the main stories for tonight, New Zealand PM visit to strengthen bilateral relations. More job opportunities for Fijians in Asian countries, and father accused of murder further remanded. Now for these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Our poll question last week we had asked, should politicians who spread fake news be prosecuted? 52% said yes. And this week we're asking, is Roy Krishna our best football player ever? Visit our FBC website to answer. And our shot of the day, taken by Sailasa Lutanaivalu. He captured this sunset overlooking the Denarau Marina in Nadi. And you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, via Facebook page FBC News, our Twitter page at FBC_news or hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
Bula, I'm Miri, I'm from Lotoka, and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.